Honey, wake up! The Kami Mommy just uploaded a new video. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Biscoon, and today we are reacting to a brand new Shoe0nHead video that just dropped about the male loser epidemic. Now, the last time we reacted to Shoe0nHead, it was in the context of the ideal male fantasy. I'll link that in the description, granted that I remember, but either way, I don't really know what this video is about. Now, oddly enough, this video didn't pop up in my recommendations. I only found out about it through other people reacting to it, and I wanted to make sure to avoid those reactions so that I could react to it myself. But regardless, before we get started, make sure you guys go check out her original video to show your support, and then come back to my video and like, subscribe, leave a comment, and all of that. And minor little update, I've been hinting at a 3D model that hopefully I'll be able to get. It's currently being textured as we speak, or at least that's what I can tell. I don't exactly know what that entails, whether that's the colors or whatever, but it should be done any day now at this point, and when that happens, I'll definitely make like a reveal video like I see some like VTubers make every now and then. But either way, let's go ahead and get started and see exactly what she is talking about.
Hello again, friends. Sorry I've been gone for quite a bit. Hopefully nothing too crazy happened. I feel like every time I take a break, like, a war breaks out or something, but...
Oh, don't worry. There's been plenty of that while you were gone, and the VTuber community has your back.
But thankfully that did not happen. But at least we found out the real Epstein...
Oh, I've wanted to make a video about this for quite a while. The idea that the Epstein files or the Epstein client list somehow doesn't exist. Come on now, we all know that's bullshit. We all know. They've been hyping this list up since before the inauguration. And now all of a sudden they decided, lol, nope, they're not real. And you know damn well why they're saying that. All of the politicians in the US and in other countries, it's very obvious that they're too important because they make the world go round, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Eventually, the truth will be revealed whether they want it to or not.
Files were the friends we made along the way.
Oh.
Welcome back to the Shoe0nHead channel. If it is your first time here, run. I am Shoe0nHead, and on this channel I like to cover cultural issues mostly surrounding men's issues. It's what I've been doing for over a decade, and frankly...
Is it mostly men's issues? I mean, I've seen that she's definitely made some videos about, like, women's issues, and then there's the USAID video, but, you know.
I'm exhausted. Many of you have been along for the ride, and you have seen me go from a chipper, lively, 24-year-old...
Oh, I remember the days when she was first starting out. I was gonna make a comment about a video that I just uploaded, but I'm gonna save that for later.
Making fun of BuzzFeed and Tumblr feminists to a bitter...
Oh, yes, I remember that. I remember her reacting to some old BuzzFeed videos where I distinctly remember, in what world does 80-something cents equal a dollar? And she was like, Canada? So, yeah.
Calloused 34-year-old talking about very real and growing men's issues. One of the main men's issues I have been covering in great detail lately has been the male loneliness epidemic. Yeah, but turns out I was wrong. We don't have a male loneliness epidemic.
Shut up, bitch.
We have a male loser epidemic. It's not a male loneliness epidemic. No, it's a male mediocrity epidemic. It's a male loser epidemic.
The male loser epidemic has gotten so bad that it's
I don't want to see any of these bitches.
honestly so pathetic at this point.
Now, I don't always talk about men's issues. No, sometimes I talk about politics, and sometimes I mix the two together.
You can't talk about one without the other these days. There's a reason they call it gender politics.
Now, I know a lot of you don't like politics. You don't care about politics. But politics cares about you, and it will enter your life no matter how hard you try to avoid it. But thankfully, I have the perfect app to help you navigate this.
Oh, Ground News, everybody. Let's go.
So let's quickly give a shout out to today's sponsor, Ground News, before we get into this video, shall we?
Let's go ahead and move on ahead. Yeah, jump ahead. And thank me for not skipping the ad
fair and balanced way. So thank you to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad.
Yeah, I know. I know. Well, I didn't skip all of it. Some of it. Don't look at me like that.
Right? Now, let's get back to the video. With all these issues men are facing, they seem to be moving to the right and the Republicans more, since the left and Democrats have essentially just become the young men eat and die movement.
Oh my god, I want to make comments about the video I made so bad.
Months ago, I covered how the Democratic Party was losing young men, and I predicted Kamala Harris would lose in part because of young men overwhelmingly voting for Trump, and I was correct. Well, now the Democrats have unveiled their final solution to the right-wing male loser epidemic.
Is it going to be Cartman's final solution? Or the mustachioed Austrian painter's final solution? Because if that's the case, then I might have to get out.
Democrats spending millions to learn how to speak to American men and win back the working class. Democrats have blown millions of dollars on efforts to appeal to American men who turned to President Donald Trump in droves on Election Day in hopes of winning back the working class. Democrats have spent $20 million on their efforts, with donors and strategists holing up in luxury hotel rooms, brainstorming how to convince working class men to return to the party.
Yes, spending millions of our taxpayers on luxury hotels just to win back men. As a biological male who considers himself to be genderless from a mental standpoint, I can't really speak on behalf of all males.
Yes, nothing more relatable to working class men than luxury hotel rooms. Great job, guys. The plan? Codename SAM, or Speaking with American Men, a strategic plan.
Shouldn't it be SWAM? I mean, SWAM is already a word, rather than just calling it SAM. It's the inverse of what in the Velma TV show by Mindy Kaling, where there's this Operation Scooby or whatever the hell. I don't want to get into that.
Promises to use the funds to study the syntax, language, and content that gains attention and virality in these spaces. The effort also recommends Democrats buy advertisement in video games, among other things.
Isn't that something that gamers have a problem with and have been complaining about for a while now? Granted, I don't really care about that kind of stuff in games. I'm not really an avid gamer. I mean, I would like to do, like, gaming streams, but right now I'm just focusing on minor content creation. Once my 3D model is done, then we can talk about games.
The Democratic Party is treating young men like exotic animals they're studying. Now, as you can see here, is the young man in his natural habitat.
Of course. The quintessential man-tuber, I guess we can call him.
In a dark, messy cave surrounded by Taco Bell wrappers and empty Mountain Dew bottles.
Ay, yo quiero Taco Bell ese.
Here is another young man, as you can see.
Oh god, not this guy.
Also dwelling in a dark cave. This one has dyed his hair blue to scare off potential predators. Unfortunately, it also scares off potential mates, but moving on.
Oh, good lord. Oh, you don't even know. Well, she probably knows more than half of Destiny's bullshit.
Here is another,
the jump scare as, Nux himself would point out, oh lord, please have mercy on all of us.
man, we think. We're not quite sure about this one. We're still studying it. Listen, Democrats, instead of spending $20 million to do that stupid, maybe you should, I don't know, actually listen to men. I listen to men for free all the time. All I have to do is read my comment section. Let's see.
I watch commercials at home for free on the TV. I don't need to watch them at movies.
Here. Shoe0nHead is a perfect example of why we need to repeal the 19th. Greetings from Albania. I hate women so much it's unreal. Ooh, shoo, mommy, milkies, 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 mom.
They don't call her the commie mommy for nothing.
Mommy, mommy, mommy. One time I got my penis stuck in a soda bottle.
I didn't need to hear that.
Okay, on second thought, maybe my comment section is not the best source.
Since Trump scored big with young male voters last election, Democrats are spending $20 million to learn how to speak their language. I think it's a waste of money. Maybe these guys should spend...
Well, true, but oh god, I don't want to listen to the rest of this.
...their money on teaching men to not be such sexists. Maybe that...
She had me there until she decided, nah, she's gonna be some stuck-up redhead bitch.
But the stats don't bear that out now. Look at...
Yeah, pretty much. If anyone has seen that one Family Guy gag where they're all sounding like chickens and then one of them lays an egg.
what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men. There are a lot of young women out there that want to get married. They want to have kids. They want to have stable families. But there are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash.
Oh no.
The two extremes. These people don't believe in the middle way, as the Buddha taught.
The very night I was sitting on my couch writing the script to my video about how the Democrats are spending $20 million to relate to young men, this came on my TV on Fox News. A Tommy Lahren and Laura Ingraham segment about stay-at-home sons, men who still live at home. Literally minutes after this aired, it went absolutely viral on Twitter for not good reasons.
I can imagine. But I should put my money where my mouth is, but I'm gonna let her explain first.
So we are going to unpack this piece by piece. Because even though everyone was mocking it and making fun of it, as far as I saw, nobody was really dissecting it and breaking down exactly why she was so egregiously wrong. So come join me in debunking the male loser epidemic. Because who else better equipped to talk about men's issues than two stupid blonde bimbos?
And they're not even... This is in their Fox News as opposed to fucking CNN. No, you got dumb bitches on the left and you've got dumb bitches on the right. And when I say bitch, I mean it as an insult for any woman who acts like a jackass. I do not mean it as a general term for women. I mean it as an insult to women who act dumb and entitled.
Hold on one second. 3 stupid blonde.
Okay, Shoe. Let's... Friggin' reminds me of that one Victorious episode where the Jade, Tori, and Kat are all in blonde wigs holding bananas, because of course they are.
On bimbos. Sorry. I felt left out. All right, let's go. Wait.
Is that actually a wig, or did she, like, legitimately dye her hair?
I need my gamer fuel.
That's not gamer subs. What the hell is this?
See? I do drink it. That one's for you, Tectone.
It's a major...
Oh, I low-key want to react to some Tectone clips, but I've got other things to react to first.
problem. And you know, Speaker Johnson has been talking about those maybe deadbeat folks that are on Medicaid, and maybe some of those folks are the stay-at-home sons. We don't know. But I'll tell you this, leave it to Gen Z to rebrand laziness and social awkwardness as something cutesy, like a stay-at-home son. But Laura, I gotta tell you, this is also a big problem when it comes to, I think, declining birth rates, people not getting married and having children. You know, that's a big problem. They blame it on women. Well, look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men. There are a lot of young women out there that want to get married. They want to have kids. They want to have stable families. But there are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash. And that's why we have declining birth rates and a lot of other problems in society. It's time to go out, get a job, breathe the fresh air, meet people in real life. Let's just get back to basics.
So first of all,
I wanted to make a comment about this video I just uploaded. But I really want to talk about it, but it's not appropriate in this video.
this stay-at-home son thing is not a real thing. It was a random throwaway, self-deprecating joke some contestant on Jeopardy said. One f***ing guy, because I guess there's nothing else important going on.
Is that really where it comes from? Some guy on Jeopardy said it?
You could cover on the news. They literally made this into a fake phenomena so they can on young men. Meanwhile, Democrats are spending millions of dollars trying to win back young men. Oh no, the young men are leaving us in droves. How do we get them back?
Gotta get the lavender hair now.
Don't worry, I got this. Hey, you fat, lazy, Cheeto dust-covered slobs. F you. Nice. Thanks. I love you. I love you too.
Oh my god, no. What the hell is this video? Come on. This is unhinged. But I do want to talk about this whole stay-at-home son thing. But I want to see where Shoe in particular goes with it. Oh my god. What did this video turn into?
Is the amount of young men living home with their parents increasing? Yes. Is it because they're lazy bums and just want to order DoorDash all day? No. And also, they're not paying for DoorDash, Tommy. They're financing it.
DoorDash partnered with Klarna to allow U.S. customer to split purchases into 4 equal payments. Customers can also postpone payments to match their payday schedule. I know PayPal does this for some things, which I do admit I have done this multiple times in order to line up with my paychecks, but I may as well just talk about it now. I am what they've been referring to as a, quote, stay-at-home son. Except I actually have a job, a traditional 9-to-5 job. I wake up, I do some, like, when I wake up is when I, like, upload my videos. I do, upload them, like, descriptions and titles and the thumbnails and stuff, and then I head to work. I come home from work, and then I record these videos and edit them. And I make some decent money, but I'm not making any money off of these videos because I'm not that level yet. Granted, I ever get to that level, but I do live with my family, with both my parents and all my siblings, and I pretty much just, not only do I usually keep to myself, but I'm always out of the house working and doing other things, and I make my own money and pay for my own meals and stuff. But I want to see how Shoe0nHead talks about the whole phenomenon in general.
Come on, get with the times.
There are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash, and that's why we have declining birth rates. It's time to go out, get a job, breathe the fresh air.
Have either
Except I do have a job, as I have just explained. A traditional 9-to-5 job. I'm not going to say what that job is or where because reasons, but I do have a job. So shut up, bitch. Get out of my face.
Have you tried applying for a job as a young man recently? Or tried buying a house on the salary of one of these young men? Have you experienced the dating market, been on the dating sites as a young man? No? Interesting, okay. Just wondering. Listen, I know the average age of a Fox News viewer is like 70 nowadays, and pander to them, but Tommy, you're like 2 years younger than me. You know this isn't true. Why are you talking like this? Why are you talking like a f***ing boomer? I'm sorry.
Because she probably is a boomer. I mean, remember, these news sites are for old people. And this is not a knock to old people, but it's a knock to old people that watch these sites and sources and stuff, thinking that they're somehow legitimate.
Sorry, I have no other word for this, but I hate this like generational pick-me. I was born in the wrong generation. I'm not like those other young people. And you know what? She's not like those other young people. Not all young people can afford a nice nose job and lip filler and get a cushy job on Fox News.
Oh, good lord, no shit. Yeah, you talk about all these people complaining about how, oh, I feel so oppressed in my hundreds of $1,000 McMansion getting Gucci bags and Uggs and nose jobs and lip jobs, and a lot of it is some of the same people. I'm just gonna come right out and say it.
Based entirely on merit, I'm sure. The main problem with this brain-dead, boomer-ass take is not only is it cringe, but it's completely divorced from reality. This slop is specifically designed for people who paid like $5 for a f***ing house.
Let's looking at this graph, and yeah, pretty much sums it up.
And listen, not all boomers, okay? My parents are boomers, they are lovely people. A lot of you guys are boomers.
Well, that's... My parents are Gen X, which would technically make me Gen Z, but I don't know how accurate that is.
When the baby boomer generation sends its people, it is not sending their best. They're not sending you. They're sending people who have lots of problems. They're bringing the housing crisis. They're bringing wage stagnation. They're falling for AI-generated photos on Facebook. But some, I assume, are good people. But my God, I truly believe they do not understand how good they had it. They could support a family on a single income. A single income from a job that didn't require a college degree.
Remember back in the 70s, when people could actually raise families and shit? And now today, with all the, I guess we can call it indoctrination of telling girls that they don't need nobody to support them when they can support themselves, and that having children will hold them back, it kind of makes you think.
Leaders didn't prostitute away their economic future for some cheap plastic shit from China. They inherited the greatest economy known to man, and they pretend it's a paradise that they earned. I just don't understand, like, why don't boomers and spiritual boomers like Tommy Lauren see people struggling and go, wow, I wish I could fix this. They should have it better than I had it. And you wonder why so many millennials and zoomers don't want kids. I want to make the world a better place for my children. I want to make the world a better place for my children. Ugh, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you spoiled brat. Children. Not happening.
Pretty much how it's been the past few decades, and there are some people that are most certainly going to have a problem with that, but that's their problem, so deal with it.
Well, look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men.
Young men are becoming lazy because they're becoming feminized. So they're becoming lazy because they act more like women? What did she mean by this, chat?
Oh, is she implying that women are lazy? That sounds pretty internalized bitch hatred, if you ask me.
I know there's like a decrease in testosterone or something happening, but men are moving right-wing all over the world. Does that correlate with the feminization? Or, I mean, there are suspiciously a lot of far-right femboys, so
Oh, good lord, no, of course this guy's in Serbia, of all places. The Balkans, the first thing that you do when you get to the Balkans is leave. You don't want to stay in the Balkans. And the thing is, within the Balkans, it's usually Slovenia that's the land of the femboys. But I'm pretty sure that's the Serbian flag.
Maybe. But here's the thing, Tammy. There is absolutely no evidence that young women want to start families more than young men. None. In fact, all the data says the exact f***ing opposite. According to Pew Research, 64% of women younger than 50 say they just don't want to have children. No reason, they just don't want them. First, 50% of men who say the same. Another study by Archbridge Institute shows the same. 63% of women without children said they have no desire to have a child, while only 50% of men said the same. For men, the most commonly cited factor was personal finance. But among women, the strongest reason not to have a child was their desire to maintain their personal independence.
Yeah, something like this is... For some people, it's one of the reasons that people have a problem with how, like, I don't want to, like, how modern feminism operates in this day and age where, you know, people complain about the perfect girl boss in, like, Hollywood movies and stuff. And a lot of people have a problem with that because it's one of the things that leads to, like, declining birth rates and stuff. But I'm not going to speak on behalf of all women or all men with regards to things like this, and I'm not going to speak on behalf of all people that shared such sentiments. But if you ask me how I felt, you're just going to have to figure that out on your own.
Basically, they don't want to give up their brunch and mimosas. They've been ass blasted with propaganda their whole lives, telling them their lives will be ruined, their bodies will be ruined.
Yes, exactly. This is the point that a lot of people are making, and it's one of the reasons that people have a problem with modern feminism, because it teaches girls that in order to succeed, they need to be independent and alone, without children, and without not even just a man, but without a lover in general. I mean, it mainly applies to them not wanting to find a husband or anything like that. But yeah, no husband, no kids, just girl bossing, essentially. And a lot of these women, I'm sure some of them genuinely prefer to just be alone and not have kids, but I'm sure there are others that secretly want a relationship, that also want to have kids, but they can't because they've been so radicalized to think a certain way that they'll try to find someone to date, but a lot of the men in question will instantly reject their advances, because the moment that they humor their advances, they are in fear, the men are in fear that the women will accuse them of being assaultants, basically, and basically sexism is a two-way street.
They'll never have fun again. They'll be miserable forever if they have children. And as someone who has had a children, best decision I've ever made.
Yep, they don't call her the commie mommy for no reason. She is a mother, and apparently she enjoys it.
10, highly recommend, would do it again. But yes,
I mean, that's how my mom feels. She loves each and every single one of us to an unbelievable degree. And she will protect us at all cost, and I'm pretty grateful for that.
Idea that men are the ones primarily responsible for the low birth rates is laughable. We're laughing over here. But honestly, it's not really women or men's fault. There are a lot of factors that play into this. But Tommy, I really gotta ask, is it men or is it you?
This is gonna be the summer of canceling boys. All of my friends are attractive. All of my friends are successful. All of my friends have something going on. Almost every single one of them have an issue with men. But if all of these women, including myself, are having issues, then I have to think, it might not be us. It might be you. It is not just the guys in Los Angeles, Nashville, Dallas, and they're not any better in the Midwest. Quite frankly, I think they're trash all over this country.
My friends are successful. Men don't give a shit about that. They'd marry a Walmart cashier if she was nice to them.
Pretty much. You have all these entitled bitches out there that think they know what they're talking about when they are the problem, or at least they're part of the problem. A lot of the people that complain about others not being the way they want, it's usually them that are the problem and not the people that they're targeting.
I think men between the ages of 20 and 30 are not ready, in most cases, for marriage, are usually not ready to be husbands and fathers.
That's a cultural issue. So, look,
No, I would actually, back to your point, I think it's a biological thing.
So let me get this straight. Men are all trash and won't commit and won't leave mommy's basement, and they're destroying the birth rates. But also young men are biologically incapable of commitment and being parents.
Makes sense, doesn't it? This is the logic that we're dealing with.
What? But wait, there's more. She also believes women don't have to bring anything to the table.
And as a woman, I want a strong...
Oh, Lord. No. Oh, one day I have to react to one of these Pierce Morgan panels. Oh my God. All of the people that Pierce has on his show, they're all so full of shit. It's unbelievable. He brings the bottom of the barrel from all sides, and they all just have at it like there's no tomorrow, and it's so absurd. All of the people that he invites, because he's a professional rage baiter who doesn't even know what he believes in, and good Lord, all the people he invites are just so full of shit.
man who is a protector and a provider that will go to war if need be, that will protect me, protect my family, make money. But I don't think a man needs to get something out of it to be a manly man, a protector, and a provider. If you think you need to get something out of it, I quite frankly don't consider you a real man.
Never before in
Good Lord. You see what I mean?
history have women demanded so much and offered so little. So before we get deeper into this retarded, manufactured, stay-at-home son narrative, let's check the Facebook comments of this Fox News video, because I am really interested to see what—
I don't want to see the comments of any social media. No, there's a reason why I don't have any others. I mean, if I do decide to make a social media post or a social media account, like once my 3D model is done, I will use it exclusively for announcements and not really interact with anybody. It'll be purely for announcement's sake.
like the typical Fox News viewer thinks about this. If the women are anything like these two, I can hardly blame the men for staying home and not wanting to date them. Blame, blame, blame. These two women have a combined age of 93 and they have 0 children between both of them. You both have repugnant personality types, so listening to this was like male birth control to me. My goodness.
Male birth control. I'm assuming it's not a condom. I'm pretty sure something like that exists or existed. It's not a condom and it's not a vasectomy, but damn.
Boomers are ruthless. Bunch of sissies. I served 6 years, 2 years in Southeast Asia after Vietnam was over. When I was 18, rent was $450 and I could afford to get my own place. She's so spot on. Nothing screams I'm a loser run from me than a guy living at home in his parents' house with his 12-year-old boy's bedroom decor at age of 30. Thank God we raised our sons to be men, who grew up, lived on their own, found their soulmate, got married, bought a beautiful home, and started a family. I was out the door at 18, worked on the assembly line at Dodge and in the Air Force at 19, never went back home. I can't relate to this. Yes, we know you people can't relate. We know. But the world has changed. Why can't you people get this through your heads? I will never let my son stay home. I'm trying to push them out of the nest. Okay, I really gotta—
That's the exact opposite of my mom. She would never do anything like that to me or my siblings. She loves us too much to want to do that. No, she is like the embodiment of what I guess I would call a mama bear. If you fuck with us, oh, she'll fuck with you tenfold. You better not mess with us or she will destroy you. Maybe not necessarily in a literal sense, but you never know.
ask, is this an Anglo thing? Immediately kicking your kid out when they turn 18 years old? My Mediterranean mind cannot comprehend this. And also—
No shit. As someone with Mediterranean ancestry, yeah. Pretty much, no. In places like that, I mean, you see like Mexican TV shows and stuff, or like the stereotypical big Mexican family with multiple generations. You got your abuela, abuelo, your tios and your tias, and all of your cousins, and all the brothers and sisters, and all of that. You see all of that, yet nobody complains because it's a celebration of culture. But here in America, for some reason, it's frowned upon if you're white or something like that. So it's like, so I guess that means my people are inferior. Is that what they're saying? Shut up, bitches. These bitches need to shut. Whoever. See, this is what I mean when I say I don't like social media posts.
why the f would a man leave home, leave his mother's cooking, for a woman who probably can't cook? Not me, though. Personally, I can cook amazing homemade meals.
I can cook pretty well, as long as I have a recipe. Like, I'm very meticulous when it comes to following a recipe. I'll always try to make sure that the measurements are exact, so that I don't mess it up. But because of my schedule, I prefer to just go to restaurants.
You know I am a great trad wife.
Oh my god, yes. Not even make real food, just just this. No, low-key, after I come home from like workout, I always make these chicken nuggets, chicken strips that my mom gets from Costco, and they're pretty good. Oh, like hell I would ever put them in a microwave. Hell no. Never in a million years will I ever put frozen chicken in a microwave. Fucking soggy ass whatevers. No, I like my chicken strips and my chicken nuggets nice and crispy. No, like hell I will ever put them in a microwave. Oh no, please. Stop! Stop! Oh my god.
Bone apple tea.
What did you just... Oh my god, no, I'm laughing my ass off this whole time.
Now, unfortunately, Tommy Lauren wasn't the only one pushing this stupid lazy young men go get a job bullshit. Mike Johnson did it referencing 29-year-old men playing video games all day. Steve Scalise did it with 35-year-old men playing video games all day. And just the other night, I saw this on my TV. Again.
Oh, good lord.
Wall Street Journal headline got our
Embracing unemployment. Once again, I have a job, so shut the hell up, bitch.
attention. The new dream job for young men, stay-at-home son. It's a phrase that's taken off since 27-year-old Brendan Leo won $59,000 on Jeopardy, and he has a master's degree in political science, but he's unemployed. Grow up, get a job, get a wife, build a family.
Just get a wife, bro. Just get a job, bro.
Oh, get a job? Yeah. Just get a job? Why don't I strap on my job helmet and squeeze that into a job cannon and fire off at the job?
All I want is a damn job, because Biden came and done caused a recession, so we done took my job. They took our jobs. They took our jobs.
We're jobs growing jobbies.
The term welfare queen must have fell out of fashion with Republicans, because it seems even they know the approved safe demographic to go after now. Because it's very obvious what demographic they are talking about when they say young men in their basements playing video games. This just get a job lazy attitude is not surprising, but it's especially funny coming from Fox News of all places. Fox News that spends so much time yapping about immigrants taking American jobs. Fox News.
No, that's the thing. We have all these illegal immigrants that have all of the jobs because they'll work for literally pennies on the dollar. I mean, not literally, but no, we have all these illegal immigrants that have all of these jobs that could go to actual American citizens. So it's no wonder that a lot of these stay-at-home boys even exist, because where else are they supposed to find a job? They're being occupied by people that aren't even citizens.
We'll talk for years about how Americans are being screwed out of the workforce. But when this issue manifests itself in Gen Z, suddenly it's a moral failure. The fact is, a lot of American jobs held by men are being lost to automation, offshoring, and yes, cheap foreign labor.
Oh, and don't forget about AI. We gotta remember all that AI stuff. Fucking Mecha, the Grok becoming Mecha Austrian painter over there.
Companies and billionaires would rather have cheap labor that they can essentially abuse, not pay fair wages to, just good little worker drones who won't unionize, rather than hire American workers for a living wage. The cheaper the labor they hire, the more money they make. I remember—
Oh, that reminds me. Go check out my decoy voice reaction about the pot farm using child labor. For some reason, that video is not doing very well in terms of the algorithm, even though my first decoy voice video has almost 1,000 views. What the hell, YouTube?
when Bernie Sanders called open borders a Koch brothers conspiracy.
Open borders? No, that's a Koch brothers proposal, which says essentially there is no United States.
But it would make a lot of global poor richer, wouldn't it?
And it'd make everybody in America poor. Then you're doing away with the concept of the nation state.
This Bernie Sanders, he kept talking about the oligarchy. The oligarchy, I'm telling you. The oligarchy is so oligarchical. I spent $20,000 on a private jet, and I'm complaining about the oligarchy.
Where'd that guy go? A lot of these jobs being taken are jobs traditionally held by men, like construction and factory jobs, manual labor work. But it's not just manual labor jobs, it's also the tech industry and business industry, which are careers also mainly held by men. There are many, many examples of this, such as Microsoft recently cutting thousands of American workers.
Oh yeah, I heard about this on a Yu-Gi-Oh podcast, of all things. So, it's amazing where you could get your source of news from.
While requesting 14,000 more H-1B workers this year. Some of those job positions include data scientists, which are 70% men, software developers, which are 80% men, and electronic engineers, which are 90% men, and many more like that. Another example—
Yep. I didn't even consider that. Fucking layoffs to make things more automated and AI friendly.
example of this was Tesla, where roughly 15,000 American employees were fired in April 2024, and many were replaced with H-1B visa holders. On Twitter, Elon Musk...
Oh, that's right, the whole America Party thing. I don't even know what that's about. I want to make some comments about Elon Musk's America Party. Actually, I'll say them now so I don't have to worry about saying them later. He wants to create a political party that breaks the dichotomy between Democrats and Republicans, even though there's already a party that exists that is independent from the Democrats and the Republicans. It's called the Independent Party. Is there any reason that he isn't promoting that? I'm just saying.
Vivek Ramaswamy tried to chalk this up to these immigrants just simply being the best and the brightest. Yeah, okay. You're paying them less for longer hours and more work, and they're willing to deal with it in order to stay in the country. It's coercive, exploitative, and, dare I say, not very America first. When conservatives...
No shit. No, freaking the bromance between Musk and Trump was... I mean, I'm not going to discount the Department of Government Efficiency. I mean... Do we really want millions of our taxpayers going towards an Iraqi Sesame Street or things like that, where where most of the money isn't even going to the respective causes? They're just going to some third-party middlemen contractors that pocket the money themselves. But the bromance between Musk and the president is certainly something to be studied. Certainly something to behold.
Confronted Elon Musk for this last year, he told somebody, and I quote, "Take a big step back and yourself in the face. I will go to war on this issue, the likes of which you cannot possibly comprehend." So when it comes to replacing American workers in manual labor with cheap foreign labor, it's deport, deport, deport. But when it comes to replacing his American workers with cheap foreign labor, it's yourself in the face. Interesting.
Sorry about that. Yeah, the whole Trump wants to use Doge against Elon to see how much government funding is going towards Tesla and SpaceX, which is like, damn, how the tides have turned. No, this shit is off the chain. It's out of pocket. All of the drama that be taking place over the past half a year, no, it's been insane.
There's also affirmative action and DEI, which are other things Fox News always pisses and shits about. But suddenly, when the conversation is about Gen Z men, the demographic of people who are victims of these things, suddenly these things just, like, don't exist anymore. Then it's, oh, young men are all just lazy. They just want to be in their parents' basement ordering DoorDash and playing video games. But it's not just the...
No, don't worry. I'm sure you're not alone. No, you're definitely not alone.
Brown people taking your jobs. I am not beating the allegations with this one.
Oh yeah, the allegations of not only her being a pick-me, but being a fake leftist.
Brown people are not taking your jobs, okay? It's not their fault. They're just cheaper. Aim upwards.
As someone who is brown adjacent, oh, I'm anything but cheap.
But it's not just the brown people taking your jobs, it's the women, too. Many of the dying industries are male-dominated, while many of the growing industries are female-dominated, and stigma around these jobs being woman jobs usually stops men from working them. Women are overwhelmingly entering and excelling in college and the workforce, and they're more flexible about job position and pay, while young men usually hold out for higher-paying, higher-position jobs that will make them the breadwinner. Because you see, despite the world progressing and the role of women changing, the role of men has not changed. Every woman is a feminist until the dinner bill comes. But
No shit. Even though you'll have people saying, oh, when the man says that he wants to pay for the meal, that's a red flag, and that brother needs to get cut off.
What's crazy is, women might be the ones paying that dinner bill soon. A study from the UK found women aged 22 to 29 earned about $1,000 more annually than men.
And people think that women make less, even though here, I don't know nothing about the Telegraph. No, you'll still have people claiming that the wage gap is an illusion, all right? It has to deal with the fact that men tend to work longer hours and they tend to work higher paying jobs, whereas women tend to work fewer hours and only work like lesser paying jobs. But according to this article title, young women at the very least are earning more than men. So let's see what the wage gap really is.
Completely reversing the traditional gender pay gap for this age group. In the US, a 2022 Pew Research Center analysis showed that women under 30 out-earned men in many metropolitan areas, with median earnings at or above 100% of men's in cities like New York and Washington, D.C. That may not sound like a lot of money now, but it's a growing trend that has never been seen before. It's so bad that it's really starting to affect the dating world. American women have never been this resilient.
Yeah, from a historical and even a biological perspective, women tend to be attracted to men with more money, because it means that they can provide for them and their kids and stuff. Meaning that for most of human history, women have never really had that much of an incentive to work except at home to care for the family. But it's only within like recent times that that trend has like drastically changed, for better or for worse.
To staying single. They are responding to major demographic shifts, including huge and growing gender gaps in economic and educational attainment, political affiliation, and beliefs about what family should look like. More women than men are attending college, buying houses, and focusing on their friendships and careers over dating and marriage. The challenges of finding a romantic partner have been made more complicated by a growing divide in education and career prospects between men and women. In 2024, 40% of American women ages 25 to 34 had a bachelor's degree, according to Pew, compared to 37% of men. A bachelor's degree increases net lifetime earnings by an estimated $1 million. Women are doing comparatively well when it comes to education in their early years in the labor force, and men are doing comparatively badly. Men's economic struggles seem to be having the biggest effect on women without a college
I wonder where she was going with that.
degree, whose marriage rates by 45 have plummeted to 52% for those born between 1930 and 1980, according to research by Cornell University. Young men without a degree are struggling so much as a group that there simply aren't enough with steady jobs and earnings for non-college women to date. Men are poor, women most affected. Modern
I've never went to college. I mean, I did apply and got into some community college around where I lived, but I just didn't feel like going. It was years before I actually got a job, because I would always spend a lot of time with my parents doing, well, my mom. I would spend a lot of my nights doing stuff that I'd rather not talk about. Well, I was a stoner. That's it.
women are no longer tied to their gender.
I can't smoke weed anymore. There was something that happened. There was something that happened to me that caused. I had caffeine poisoning at some point, and ever since I had it, at least twice, I haven't been able to smoke weed ever since. So, yeah, I can't smoke anymore.
Birth control has freed them from the prison that is their biology, and they are making their own money, sometimes more than men. They can have it all. They can do anything. They can be anything. While at the same time, men are still expected to be the provider. And more importantly, many men still want to be the provider, but they can't. And women, though strong and independent...
Honestly, if you ask me if I want to be a provider, I could. If I ever get to raise a family, I could provide, but... part of me wants to be a stay-at-home dad and let my partner do the work. I mean, if times get tough, I'll definitely pick up a job, but in all honesty, I think I'd rather be a stay-at-home dad more than anything else. But that's just me. That's how I feel. That's how I want to provide for my family. I want to be the one that stays at home with the kids and take care of them. Granted, I'm gay, so I guess it would be different for me. If I am fortunate enough to find another man and we wanted to raise a family, like adopt at the very least, then I'm willing to be I'm willing to not wear the pants, as to speak. I'll let him wear the pants. I'll just I don't want to say put on the maid outfit, but I don't know. There's no better. Honestly, I'd rather the inverse trad wife, let's call it. Not trad not the trad husband, but you know what I mean, all right?
Still want men to be the provider.
And as a woman, I want a strong man who's a protector and a provider that will go to war if need be, that will protect me, protect my family, make money.
Basically, men are like, we're worried we're not making enough money. And women are like, we're worried men are not making enough money.
Yep, the double standard is unreal.
Hello class, I am Miss Shoe0nHead. I am substituting for your teacher today. She was arrested for molesting a 12-year-old.
Oh, good lord, come on. Why we gotta bring that up?
Boy, so today we are learning about the graph.
Growth in productivity and hourly compensation since 1948. Yeah, we're more productive, yet the pay hasn't been that much better.
This is the growth in productivity versus hourly compensation graph. And you can trace almost everything bad happening in society back to this graph. As you can see, productivity increased while compensation barely grew over the same time period. Notice they tracked very closely up until around 1972. Now, what happened around 1972, class? Well, the top marginal tax rate was reduced from 70% in 1964 to 50% by 1981. The federal minimum wage began to stagnate. Income going to the 1% rose from 9% in the 60s to 16% in 2023. CEOs also went from making 20 times more than the average worker to making 350 times more than the average worker. Anything else? Anything else happened around 1972?
That pretty much sums up what's really been happening. You'll have all of the power and the money and the wealth being consolidated at the very, very top, which people use as an argument for socialism. But the irony is, a lot of these companies, they are so unbelievably capitalist that they accidentally became socialist. With, you know, anyone who knows about, like, the Stop Killing Games thing, like, where you purchase a game digitally only for it to sunset, and so the companies render the game unplayable, even though you paid good money for that game. They say, lol, nope, it doesn't belong to you, it belongs to us. So yeah, they're so capitalist that they accidentally became socialist.
Yes, Jimmy, that is correct. Women joined the workforce around this time, but we don't have to get into that today. The fact is, hard work no longer guarantees success, and the will to work is tied to the fruits of your labor. And young men are fed up today because 90% of that fruit is rotten. Now, is there some truth to modern young people being lazy? Sure, I guess. Every generation had lazy people. And we do basically live in late-stage mouse utopia.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, I have a huge procrastination problem, but with this YouTube channel, I'm hoping to curb that by actually being productive whenever I have my downtime. Like, before I made this YouTube channel, I would just sit in my chair and endlessly scroll YouTube in order to look for things to watch. And when I started this YouTube channel, that's when, I mean, at first I kind of liked video editing because it kept me busy, but now I just find it more busy work. But I do it anyway because it's what I want to do. It's something that I want to do with this channel.
After all, young people today are faced with two options: revolution or escapism. And a lot of them are choosing escapism. Many have basically given up, but it's not like they didn't try. They tried, and they found out the juice just isn't worth the squeeze.
And in Japan, it's a hell of a lot worse than what we have in America. Literal shut-ins there. Hikikomori, or I don't know what the pitch accent is, but yeah, it's really bad in Japan because of the toxic work environment. And then the fact that, I mean, no, it's not just Japan, and it's not just the US, it's really just the developed Western world in general that has this problem.
Whether it's college, dating, or the job market. And in a way, many young men are kind of choosing revolution. The never-before-seen large shift rightward in young men is a small revolution.
What's the matter with young male voters?
They're saying, this isn't working for me, this sucks, I hate this, I want something different. This is also manifesting on the Democrat side in general. The young men that are still voting left are voting further left. You saw this recently in New York City where—
No shit. Oh my god. This guy. I don't even know where to begin with this guy. This guy he's kind of buddy-buddy with Hamas Diddy Bin Laden Adolf Epstein Piker. Yet people like him because they think he's woke. And I don't really like using the word woke in this context. No, this guy is... I have so much to say about him.
Zoran Mamdani, a self-proclaimed Democratic socialist, won the Democratic primary. Young men are tired of the establishment, left and right. They're tired of the system, and they want to burn it down and start again. They want—
Yep. As a male, a biological male who is mentally genderless, I too am tired of all of this. I too am tired of all of the sidedness, the two-sided bigotry that people have for each other. I have said this before, and I'm going to keep on saying it. I don't believe in the political spectrum. Now, there are reasons for why I don't believe in the political spectrum, but I will only reveal those depending on how far I can take this channel. So, please, if you've made it this far, according to OBS, it's at 50 minutes, thank you, but hopefully you'll subscribe just to see more, but let's keep going because we're still not done yet.
Something that works for them, because this is not working for them.
If you wake up in the morning and you find yourself in a society where 23-year-olds with 4-year college degrees and like initiative who aren't smoking weed every day, if they can't make enough to buy a car, much less a home, much less get married, much less have children, then why should you be surprised when half of them say they prefer socialism?
Huh. Fox News should hire that guy. There is an entire generation of fighting-aged men who are enraged and feel like they have nothing to live for. You should probably start caring. When they saw this airing on Fox News, they saw an angry woman nagging in their faces about how everything wrong in the world is their fault. An all too familiar thing they have been hearing for far too long. But unfortunately...
Yeah, normally this is only women blaming men for all the problems is usually something associated with left-leaning women. But the fact that right-leaning women are saying similar things is not at all surprising to me.
Unfortunately for Democrats, nobody under the age of 60 watches Fox News, so this is not really going to have an effect on young men whatsoever. So keep that $20 million. You might still need it, unless we get dragged into another war in the Middle East. If we do get dragged into another war in the Middle East, young men might come running back to the Democratic Party. Maybe not. Maybe not even a George Bush 2 electric boogaloo will have men coming back to the Democratic Party. Hopefully we don't find out. And as I'm editing this right now, a lot of young people, even the podcast bros, seem pretty upset about the Epstein thing, but we know Democrats won't take advantage of the situation in order to protect the Clintons, so maybe not even this will save them, but we'll see, I guess. Hold on one second.
Oh. Oh. No, seriously, is it a wig or is it her actual hair?
That's better. So that was that video. What do you think of the male loser epidemic? Do you agree with Tommy Lauren? Is it all men's fault? Leave your comments below. I read them all. I am probably reading them right now as you type them.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Don't write that. No, you can't say that. No, it doesn't matter.
Oh, I can say that. I'm saying it right now.
If it's with an A. If you like this video, please...
Starts with an A. What the hell does that even mean?
Please subscribe, and if you can, donate to me on Patreon, or leave a little tip with a little tip jar down below, or give it a little heart. It helps the channel, and I appreciate it so much. And I will see you guys again soon with a new video, a new slop video.
A new slop video, a YouTube video so sloppy. I don't want to finish that joke in the event that I decide to make a fun little video about slop tubers, but that is for until I get my 3D model.
I know you gremlins love that shit. Bye!
Well then, that was that was a treat. I was laughing my ass off, like, at multiple points throughout this video. No, Shoe0nHead never fails to deliver, at least in my experience, but hopefully you guys also were laughing along with me. This was a wild ride, and it's been a wild ride for a while now. So, make sure you guys have checked out her original video, leave her the message, leave her comments as she expects, as long as they don't start with the letter A, and do the same here on my channel once you're done. And thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you next time.